Donovan Peoples-Jones headed back to his hometown of Detroit, Michigan, to land with the Denver Broncos. What is wrong with me? Let's try that again. Wide receiver Donovan Peoples of Detroit, Michigan, heading to the Detroit Lions right before the NFL trade deadline. Here to break it all down is Matt Derry at Derry Speaks, host of Locked On Lions. Matt, what's the impact of landing a guy like Donovan Peoples-Jones and bringing him back home?
It's a good question, Ross. I wouldn't say it's a big impact. I wouldn't say it's small. It's kind of in the middle. The Lions did need a wide receiver. Marvin Jones stepping away from the team a couple weeks ago, and the Lions have kind of been looking around. Tom Kennedy, who was on their practice squad and on their active roster at times last season, was a guy they brought back to just sort of take a look at again. But they kind of made the decision to go get DPJ because it really didn't cost them anything. A 6th-round pick in 2025's draft. And he can handle his business. He's a professional. He's on a 1-year deal, so he'll be playing for a contract. They needed another receiver, so this was fine. And I think that you're right. The Michigan angle and the Detroit angle is cute. Will he get to see more touches? Yes, because of what was going on in Cleveland. I think when I was told DPJ had been wanting out for a couple of weeks just because he wasn't seeing the ball. So he'll see it with Jared Goff.
Yeah, and he's got a fantastic receiver right opposite him, Amon-Ra St. Brown. How do you think those two will complement one another once everything settles in and they sort of figure out the rhythm of that offense?
What I like about Donovan is that he is versatile. You know, he can play in the slot next to Amon-Ra, on the other side. He can play outside. The speed will help. They don't really have a deep threat on this team. Jameson Williams is one. But let's be honest, we saw this on Monday Night Football. Nice play over the middle for a 14-yard gain. Next play, a drop. Jamo has not lived up to expectations, and I think this is a little bit of an indictment of him that the Lions, who had other needs here, cornerback, defensive end, maybe another D tackle, go out and get a receiver. Yeah. What is it? There's only so many footballs to go around. They got Josh Reynolds. They got Khalif Raymond. They've got Amon-Ra St. Brown. Sam Laporta sometimes is out wide. So is Jahmyr Gibbs. And then you got Jamo and DPJ. I don't think they traded for PeoplesJones for him to stand on the sidelines with fellow rookie, or I should say with the rookie Antoine Green. So there's a lot there. But look, Donovan is a pro, and I think he'll love coming home and trying to get another contract.
Yeah, you go through that list of playmakers, and we saw particularly the rookie playmakers, Sam Laporta, as well as, of course, Jahmyr Gibbs, who was phenomenal on Monday Night Football, adding DPJ. What does this do for Jared Goff and that Detroit Lions offense moving forward?
The offense has been really good. I know on Monday night it was a little bit of a struggle bus in the red zone, but Jared Goff likes to spread the football around. He likes to find everybody. Certainly when Jahmyr Gibbs is on the field, you just kind of know that's where Jared's been going with the football. St. Brown Monday night, 100-yard receiving night, maybe the quietest of his career, but he's done it again. But adding another guy like DPJ, who's a pro and a professional, pretty quiet kid that's just going to come in and do his thing and come back home and be on a winning team, I think is exciting. And I think it'll be good for the offense. But again, like I said, I'm a little bit surprised they didn't add defense on Tuesday.
Yeah. And so speaking of that, I know the NFL trade deadline is now come and gone, but are there any other types of moves that you could see the Detroit Lions being interested in here soon?
No, I mean, this is it. It's interesting to me that Brad Holmes held a press conference at 3:00, an hour before the deadline was even over, Ross, kind of saying, hey, look, this is our roster. They've been big. Both Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell have been big about adding the right pieces for the culture. And yes, they've done a great job with it. And the locker room's great. Guys all get along. They're all on a string. They're playing good football. They're 6-2. They're going to win this division. But again, I'm a little bit surprised you see Chase Young go to San Francisco.
Right.
The Niners were
Montez
also
Sweat
after
to Chicago. Yeah,
you're right. Adoree Jackson was apparently on his way to San Francisco, and that trade got nixed. So the Lions needed another corner, I think another edge, and didn't do it.
Oh, there you go. Well, we'll see if they're able to get it all taken care of. They expect to win the division, but how much further can the Detroit Lions go? If you want to keep up with that and everything else going down in Motown, make sure you're checking out the Locked On Lions podcast every single Monday through Friday here as a part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Matt, thanks for joining us, bud.
Ross, I'll see you in Detroit for Lions Saints playoffs.
Loving it.